thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to this APDC webinar. So today we have four guests. One of them, it's at my right side. Luís is the president of AR/VR working group that we have created in APDC last year. So this is a group dedicated to immersive technologies for augmented and virtual reality. It started, like I was saying last year, around July, that we started to talk about the emergence of this technology, that the 5G and the deployment of 5G will make it more impressive in Portugal as around the world. And so we have done a very small presentation of this working group last year in the AR/VR summit. Now, with the pandemic and everything that happened, we thought that it would be very interesting now to make a presentation. Why did we create this working group? And we have, like I was saying, more three guests besides me and Luís. So we'll have Tupac Martir. So he's the creative director of Sator Studio. And after we have, no, it's not in order, but we also have Pedro Machado from NOS and Pedro Coelho from HP to talk us about the vision and the work that each of this company is doing around the immersive technology capabilities. So we'll start today with Luís. Thank you, Luís, for joining us. So as I was saying, Luís is the president of AR/VR working group at APDC. You are also the the marketing director of IT people. I don't know how he is able to do all this dynamics that he has put inside this working group at APDC. So, Luís, what do you think that will come in the future, and why do you think it was important for having this Portuguese chapter of the AR/VR Association here in Portugal, and why do you have joined us at the APDC?
Well, first off, thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you all also for seeing this webinar and attending. To start with the secret, there is no secret. It's just waking up really, really, really early yes. and coping with all the pandemic chores of taking the kid to class and shaving and, you know, stuff that we need to take care of. Of course, the main, it was really, really lucky that we got to meet each other and that we were able to create this committee inside APDC. As we started the VR/AR Association in Portugal in 2017, yes. and since 2017 until 2019, we developed a lot of dynamics and a lot of actions that led us to actually create to be sure that we really did have a really nice ecosystem here inside of our country. People just didn't know each other. People yes. were not aware of each other. So also between 2017 and 2019, what we realized was that most of these companies, most of these organizations evolved from just being software and very widespread, with a very widespread activity for several sectors, to focused and specialized organizations. So overall, it was really great to connect the VR/AR Association's international reach with APDC's local work. And in that sense, it makes, I think that 2021 is going to bring a lot of really good work, not just for the association internationally, yes, but also for all APDC members that we would like to invite also to, come and join us
yes.
in the committee.
It was our pleasure to be able to offer you the place where this Portuguese chapter could be represented here in Portugal. And we also, can you share with our guests what was the evolution of the dimension, the number of companies that in 2017 you have identified, and now the work that you are doing in terms of knowing this ecosystem?
So right now we are doing a report. We are preparing a report that will be launched in the coming months. We know, so our first ecosystem directory was done in 2019.
Yes,
2019,
yes.
and it identified at that time 64 companies already working with immersive technologies in Portugal. At that time also, so in 2019.
Yes.
So we firmly believe that now in 2021 probably we will have an even bigger number, and that due to the fact that, as I said, we have a lot of different focuses and a lot of specialized companies in our ecosystem, because now you see not just software developers and content developers, but you already have like VR for mental health. You have several companies that are focused on tourism and qualifying and valuing our heritage. You have several companies as well, again, mine. I had the marketing of IT people group, and we inside Next Reality also act, not just with tourism, but also with industrial maintenance, for instance. So overall, it's maturing, and I think that with the trends that we're going to hear today, with 5G and with the new virtual reality headsets that are hitting the market, we will probably be, with, again, a very, very fun 2021 in our hands.
Yes. So, you already said something about the 5G deployment and all the trends, and in terms of the emergence of new headsets and all the equipments. I have to confess that I'm really learning, and Luís has created a really special group of people working around these immersive technologies, and they are always sharing information. So we are really trying to catch up, but it's a fascinating world and really developing very fast. So I feel that even people that are working professionally in this kind of area, we need always to update and to have access to what is happening. So that's why the network and the kind of work that we do at an association are really important in this area. So, but I would like to also hear about you, because we already spoke about it. But why do you think Portugal is so special for for trying to make a wow factor in Europe, for example?
Yeah, I champion the cause that, or I try to champion the cause that Portugal can be a serious player in the XR ecosystem. But prior to that, let me just share with you that I firmly believe also that we are the last generation that is accessing the web in a 2D interface.
Yes.
So I see my kid is 7 years old, and right now he plays Roblox, he plays Minecraft, he will play Fortnite. I'm not allowing him to play Fortnite yet. But still, this to say that everyone right now is obviously interacting in 3D, and that's what the web will look like. So, of course, immersive technologies will be the main interface, like this year. No, it won't happen this year, but this decade for sure.
Yes.
So,
so maybe we'll have like a second life, a virtual second life with everything that we have today, but in a different world.
Well, yeah,
yes, of course.
Yeah, there's actually this theory, right, that we're all living in the Matrix, but still. But that said, that's actually also another very important thing, because virtual reality and augmented reality will be realities. We will we will need to be in touch with artificial, with synthetic elements and objects in our lives, and we will need to relate to them, not in the same way, but in a way that we still need to invent in order to, because they will become normal in our lives. So overall, this just to say that it will be that disruptive in our lives, because again, it will transform the way that we will see the world. That's what the virtual reality and augmented reality does or do. But again, coming back to the Portuguese ecosystem, so overall what I believe is that first we have a great talent pool. And it's not just the fact that right now we have that talent with the Talentian, we have connection with Brazil, we have a connection with several Portuguese-speaking countries in Africa, well, all around the world and the communities. Overall, we have lots of digital nomads and also lots of, again, skilled professionals that are coming also to Portugal, and we welcome them. We also have, well, a very diverse community. So in that sense, it's easy for any English speaker to just come in and to feel at ease. So the talent pool, for sure, it's one of our main advantages. Add to that, the lifestyle. These guys are actually coming here, and I know for a fact that you already have several organizations well, doing or proposing this lifestyle as a fringe benefit for their workers' contracts. So it really is fun to well, see that these organizations already relate to what people's interests, people's purposes, and again, cost of life.
And can we say that in this area of the immersive technologies, remote work is easier than in other areas?
I would say that in most of the technological roles you have that, but again, it all boils down to the kind of organization that makes things work. So of course you have like several companies that are very IT, very software-ish, but at the end of the day, they really want people to, well, be in that room because they have an overseeing process that that requires that. But at the same time, you also have several others that are just focused on results and do exactly the opposite. But yeah, for sure, the cool thing is that immersive technologies can actually create and recreate the way people can work together. Like for instance, in my virtual reality glasses, right now I have several screens, and sometimes I change between my laptop and the virtual reality glasses. And that's something that I'm right now using, so it's not something that I will use in the future. Add to that, for instance, the third thing that I really believe that adds on top of our ecosystem that makes Portugal like this wonderful opportunity for XR is our startup and innovation ecosystem. Because it was kind of a miracle that rose from those dark days where we had the IMF and everything here. Then suddenly you have right now several, you have, I don't know, TalkDesk, Pipedrive, OutSystems, Farfetch, I don't know how many Feedzai unicorns right now here in Portugal, made by, well, Portuguese companies that rose from this startup ecosystem. Add to that the fact that right now you have companies like Siemens, like Volkswagen, like Mercedes, Bosch doing and having skill centers in Portugal that add again to the talent pool and add also to the innovation ecosystem, because it all boils down to exchanging knowledge, right? And on top of it, fortunately enough, we also have a government that...
I was thinking on it, on the strategy, on the action plan for the digital transition, and it's really good to know that we have this kind of strategic direction and movement all together that the government is supporting. Well, today we will also have like the Tupac Martir from Satori. I said it right, Satori Studio, that came from London and has installed his, how you say it, the competence center, development center?
Yeah, they're doing a research and development center here, but again, Tupac is
around here.
Yes, not really sure
It's
where.
controlling us.
But this to say that, of course, it is really great that well, someone like him and Satori to come to the ecosystem, and I firmly believe that again, that's exactly the kind of talent,
yes, that
we that can benefit directly from what we're doing here.
Yes.
And
yes.
the cool thing about well, this working group and what we're doing within APDC is exactly that, to try and create opportunities for this to happen more often, and also for again, other companies and organizations also to cooperate with with making it happen.
Yeah, it's really good that we have like this kind of ambassadors, that we have invited one today to be here with us to share his experience and some of his ideas. Also Nós, that is a telecom, Portuguese telecom company that will of course benefit also with the deployment of this technology around 5G that will help. And also HP, that has all the equipment that will help also to have this, how can we say, the development more of this ecosystem here in Portugal. What do you think, that is important to have around, well, as you said, in 2017, you have a group of people have created the Portuguese chapter of VR AR Association. And then you have joined us here at PDC. So this is a really different kind of association in terms of developing this working group in APDC, because all the working groups that we have already are born inside the Portuguese ecosystem, but we don't have any kind of liaison with an American, as AR VR association. So do you think that this international platform will help us also to catapult, I don't know if you can say, grow the Portuguese ecosystem?
Well, yeah. What I do believe, and as you said, it is a North American association, although it's a global association in its reach. And I do believe that, well, again, Portugal can be an entryway. It's a really good entryway to the European market from anyone that is coming across the pond. So, yeah, North America, South America, but at the same time, it's also a great place to, well, go to other markets and to test bed, and it's a great test bed for new ideas. So overall, I think that, of course, we can provide as an ecosystem a lot of, well, really neat advantages for companies that want to test immersive technologies. And again, due to all the facts that I've shared before, I think that we're, well, right now we can, do have a lot of advantages to be doing and providing these kind of services and these kind of opportunities at, well, a bigger number of companies that we do right now.
Yes.
So my expectation is that we are going to grow. I really hope that our report, which will be launched in the coming months, as I shared with you, will showcase how that is going to happen. So you all that are attending, you are all going to receive an email where you can register to receive that report.
Yes, it will be very important for us to know the majority of people that are working, majority of companies that are working here in Portugal in immersive technologies. As Luís was saying, that this liaison with the AR VR Association and all the contacts that it provides us, international contacts that want to do some partnerships, that want to develop projects in Portugal. So it's really good for us to know and to make this kind of correspondence between the demand and the Portuguese offer that we have here in Portugal in immersive technologies.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
So do you want to make any challenge for people that are listening to us?
Well, at this point, it's just a matter of you checking out our, well, our website. You can either go to apdc.pt and check also the section. you can also check the international website at the vrara.com/Lisbon, and you will get also more information regarding the international perspective of what we have been sharing. But overall, this to say that I think the best way for you is to, well, reach out, get in touch, and if you want to know more about how the ecosystem can, well, help you, well, please do reach out. We're here, and
Yes.
we would love to have a talk with you.
I would also like to share that this section, this working group at APDC is really dynamic. They have lots of activities. They have every month meetup in a virtual.
Yeah, we have a Mozilla Hubs place, and we meet up every last Thursday of the month, so you are also welcome. You can reach out also, or you can check the address at our social media, so just go to the VRA in Portugal and you'll find it.
Yes, and so finally, can I go?
Oh yeah, you go ahead.
So finally, today we will not have a panel discussion, so we'll do several presentations. But if you want to address some questions, please use the Q&A feature that you have on the platform, and we'll try to answer between our pauses when we get off from the stage and other speaker comes here. And I really would like to thank Luís and all the colleagues from this working group for the challenge of organizing this webinar, and also to our speakers today, and especially to Tupac Martir for enabling us to do this kind of new event at APDC. We are really grateful for this opportunity. And now we'll have Pedro Machado. He's the head of new business and business to business at NOS, the Portuguese telecom that I've spoken to, that we'll have today. And he will speak us about how 5G can expand the use cases of augmented and virtual reality, both in consumers and in businesses. So thank you, Pedro. It's your turn.
Hello, good morning. I'd like to thank APDC for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here today sharing some perspectives on such an interesting topic. First of all, I believe it's important to bear in mind that 5G is much more than only an additional G. Actually, we just came from a third industrial revolution where 4 and 3G have played a very important role on the massification of the internet access, but we are now entering in this 4th industrial revolution where 5G is expected to be the main catalyst and the main accelerator of a profound transformation. We also believe that this transformation will lead us into a 5.0 society marked by super intelligent systems and a huge and exponential growth of data. This data will come from multiple connected devices. In many cases, it will be processed in real time, achieving data above 175 zettabytes in 2025. Just think that a standalone connected car can generate more than 40 terabytes in only 8 hours to understand and imagine how big this data can reach. Of course, that's to be able to take advantage of all these data, we will need a huge computational capacity, and that's why 5G mobile edge computing also has a very key role on this. But we will need to find new ways of consuming the outputs of this data in a more efficient way than our laptops or our smartphones currently do. And that's why mixed reality and immersive realities are so important. And more than the importance itself, I believe they are an unavoidable trend. And we are quite glad to see that most industries are completely aware of this value, they are completely aware of this importance, and actually they are preparing and planning huge investments for the upcoming years across these fields. Well, today we believe that AR and VR, empowered by 5G, will transform our lives, will transform the way companies work, and will transform the way societies function. It will transform, for instance, the way we get access to culture, be it plays, be it musical performance or museum visits, by making it more accessible anywhere at any time to anyone. It will also transform the way we buy things, the way we shop, by providing new and more informed and personalized experience. It will also transform the way we watch sports, for instance, by adding new layers of immersive information with real-time metrics or statistics. It will transform the way we learn by making it more productive, by making it more useful, interactive, and why not enjoyable. It will transform the way we play with friends and strangers, and it will transform the way we interact with our homes, those homes that are more and more connected, intelligent, and I hope also comfortable. But finally, but perhaps the most important one, it will transform the way we speak with our families, the way we speak with our friends, the way we share emotions, thoughts. It will transform all of that, bringing their lives closer to us, and of course our lives closer to them. But this transformation will also have a profound impact on business. It will change the way we manage our operations with more information and more efficiently. It will change the way we train our employees, for instance, by making them more productive and by reducing the number of errors. It will change the way we collaborate, the way we brainstorm, the way we discuss ideas, the way we define the plans and the strategies of our companies. And it will also change the way we interact with our customers by being more present in their daily lives in a much more integrated and customized way. Well, societies also will be transformed by, for instance, optimizing road flows with real-time information and sharing all this information with citizens, with drivers, with third parties like applications and so on. We will have new ways of being closer to those who need it most, and we will be able to manage a set of different kinds of service with more efficiency and with real-time visibility of everything that is happening on the field across all the operations. Well, but to make all this transformation possible, a high performance and a high capacity network is required. We truly believe that 5G is finally that network, delivering the needs that immersive reality needs. Additionally, 5G is adding these new concepts of slicing, the concept that allows the creation of a service dedicated to immersive reality and delivering the speed, the latency, and the reliability needed to, at the end of the day, ensure an excellent user experience at deployments at scale, unblocking so several kinds of use cases related with AR and VR. Well, despite the existing maturity that Luís was talking about, we still believe that the future is still to be discovered. If we think that smartphone was the core and the free device, many believe that 5G device is yet to be invented. One thing I believe we can be certain is that immersive reality will be a very important and essential part of it. Nevertheless, we must be clear that the opportunity is already available. And we must be sure that we are able to take advantage of it to deliver better lives, to deliver more competitive companies, and to deliver more sustainable societies. How can you do that? You can do that by start to choose the right partner, ideate, imagine a lot, then evaluate the technological and the financial feasibility, define a roadmap, go to the field, and finally scale it. Well, I will leave you with a short video. I just want to thank again APDC for the invitation. Please keep safe and stay connected.
So do you want to know how education, gaming, and design are benefiting from the virtual reality headsets? So please stay tuned. Today we have Pedro Coelho from HP, and he will tell us about it.
Hi, welcome to this web morning organized by APDC. At HP, we are very excited to share with you some of our innovations on extended reality solutions and the possibilities they bring to our future. So let's check the most recent solutions that we have deployed. First of all, allow me to share with you HP vision. So our vision is to drive the most desirable, immersive, extended reality ecosystem that will empower everyone to perform better and to experience more in several daily situations. We have seen this across several vertical markets. VR can really deliver tangible return on investment. Let's take, for instance, training education. Studies report 90% medium recall accuracy, which is quite above the usual 15% retention rates that we have in traditional training or education. So for high-risk situations or highly expensive scenarios that we could probably not replicate in the real world, VR has become as a very useful tool. For architectural engineering and construction or even product development, VR has been more and more accepted. 65% of architectural firms state that VR is critical for winning projects. So VR has been using to make design iterations faster, or for the basic needs like driving compelling client presentations. In healthcare, there has been also a growth in the usage of VR. With 80% retention rate after 1 year using VR, this type of training has become quite effective and has been used more and more in surgery visualization, in complex professional trainings that we have in this area. And then we have location-based entertainment, probably where it all has begun, and where we continue to see a massive growth in this market throughout 2023. So, and it's where we can have VR to deliver better, powerful experiences to end users and make them visualize what we are trying to sell, what we are trying to demonstrate. And In the recent months, we have seen also a couple of trends that open space for VR. So let's say training. There is 35% growth in the usage of technology in training. So there is more space to use VR also in this field. Collaboration, well, it's kind of obvious to everyone, the incremental growth of collaboration, and VR can really be used to make this more powerful in the sense that we can emulate better face-to-face interactions through VR. The digital professionals or the professional creators have been asking also to have more tools on their hands while working from home, and VR can help them simulate that they are in different places and can help in their creative process. And then we have the well-being concerns, and we have the wider acceptance of telemedicine or telehealth, with 62% preferring telehealth, because we have seen that it works. It works remotely. There is no need to go to an hospital to have some kind of regular consult with our doctor. So we can also use VR to close the gap between doctor and patient, to help the patient to understand better what's happening, or the doctor to explain better what will be happening in the future. So to tackle these opportunities, HP came up with the HP OmniSet solution, which is basically an intelligent HR headset that probably some of you already know, HP Reverb G2. And it comes with a platform that captures and interprets the human condition to allow them to deploy custom content to the user based on the human data that has collected. So this new platform combines HP Reverb G2 with cutting-edge sensor technology to capture biological data and an innovative artificial intelligence technology that will analyze this data and will influence the content that will be deployed to the user. And all of this combined with a complete SDK for developers to track the data, to work on it, and to deploy the custom content. So what we have here, we have immersive viewing with 2K by 2K LCD panels per eye. We have a very premium sound experience with Valve Design Ear speakers. We have complete tracking of motion with 4-camera tracking, which allows us to track more than 90% of the arm movement of the user. And we also improve the wearing comfort of these headsets. So this was HP Reverb G2 that now is complemented with eye tracking sensors, heart rate sensors, and face cameras that allow us to interpret the facial expressions of the user. So with eye tracking and pupillometry sensors that are built into the headset, we are able to understand where the user is looking, and with that we can get a lot of insights to understand how he's reacting to our experience. So picture a training scenario where you can see where the focus of the user is and probably detect that he's on the wrong area, and then feed the user with custom content that allows him to improve his performance and obviously to look at the desired angle that we wish. With face cameras, we can read the user facial expressions and integrate them in our extended reality experience. For instance, we can easily create avatars for users in the virtual collaboration room. And with the heart rate sensors, we can easily also understand how the user is reacting to different levels of interaction with our experience, and obviously also understand the different levels of stress that the user is under while crossing our experience, and which is very useful for high-level stress trainings like aviation or other complex tasks where the user is exposed to that kind of reaction. So with this solution, we have all these features. We have contextual behavior with eye tracking. We have the real-time adaptation, as we can read the heart rate of the user and customize our content according to it. We have a face camera to better understand the facial expressions of the user and feed that into human interaction. And we have improved, obviously, the fit of this headset, giving the optimal visual experience. So with this in mind, if you are a developer, I do propose that you check on our website to better understand how to deploy custom solutions to professional usage. And I hope that with this presentation, I have triggered your curiosity and opened and inspired you to go and set new boundaries with HP extended reality solutions. Thanks for your time, and I'll be available for any of your questions. Thank you.
And now let's meet Tupac Martir, the creative director of Santori Studio. He moved recently to Portugal, and we want to know a little bit more of the work he's been doing here in immersive technologies in Portugal. So let's welcome him. Thank you.
My name is Tupac Martir. I am the creative director of Santori Studio. I'm also the founder. We are almost 10 years to the date that we created the company. Don't worry if you've never heard of us, if you have no idea what we do. Sometimes my mother doesn't know either. But just in case, to refresh your memory, it's what we do. So that's some of the stuff that we do. As of last year, we opened our company here in Lisbon. Many people were asking me the reasons for it. And to be honest, we looked at quite a few different possibilities of where to go. The truth is, when we started looking at the talent pool, the amount of people that tend to come out of this country that then have to find work somewhere else, made us understand that there was actually quite an amount of people in this city, in this country, that can actually help what we do. Our live events department will stay in London. Our architectural department stays in Cardiff. Other bits and pieces stay in New York. They only know what they do. And then I'm bringing back the creative R&D. But rather than actually bringing people from the UK into Lisbon, we decided to build the entire teams from scratch. So we just hired our first person here in Lisbon, and we've interviewed with people to join the team. Like I said, many people ask me why we moved over here. And I think that besides the amount of talent that exists, I think there's also the idea of what the country is looking at in terms of digital, the people that are talking about technology and the ecosystem that is starting to build. Now, a lot of people ask me sometimes, what do I think is going to be the next level? What is it that it's going to exist in here? And the way that I see it is, I feel like it's Berlin back in the early 2000s. I think that it's got that energy that Mexico had in the early 2000s. And all those moments have actually created a very nice and entertaining and very active ecosystem. And I think that's exactly what we're getting in Portugal at the moment. So, you know, when we moved over here, when I made the decision to move my life in this side, it's because there is a certain je ne sais quoi that brings me here. There's also the quality of life. Let's be honest. It's a lot easier for me to try to get talent and say, why don't you move to Lisbon? You know, where it's sunny most of the year and it's warm and you can have great wine and you can have great food. You know, it makes it a simpler sell than saying come to cold Berlin or come to cold Amsterdam. You know, it's not the easiest way of doing it. But I think in the lo and behold of it, it's the amount of times that I came here through touring, the amount of times that I came here on my own means to see what the city was all about, was giving me this sense of what it can be. It gives me the sense of the opportunities that exist and being in a certain way sort of isolated from it in a way by being so close to the water, but at the same time allowing you to do what we like to do most, which is experiment. And experiment in this market to create things that then can be sold to the rest of Europe, to the rest of the world. I think that that's what really draws my attention to this country. I don't have to tell too many of you the reasons to be here, but I think to those of you who are thinking about where to go, Brits like me who all of a sudden find themselves with Brexit issues and look at what the DIT is telling us and you're trying to think, where should I go? Well, this is actually a very good place for you. There's the cities are beautiful. If you like the beach, it's just right there, or right there, or right there, or right there, literally everywhere you go. But also, I think that as a community of creatives, as a community of technologists, this is a place that has a lot to offer for us. It's a place that can actually allow us to grow and benefit, not only in the way that the skill sets that exist here can be developed to go and be something better, but also in the way that they can teach us other types of way of living. I think that when you oversee what is happening right now and in the entire world, and the way that a lot of the digital nomads are doing, there is no reason why not to be here. There is no reason why you shouldn't see this country as a possibility. By now, we've all used to Zooms and used to phone calls and not being present. And so, when I looked at my life, I said, do I want to be stuck in the cold, or would I rather be in the nice weather where I can grab a nice wine, have my Zoom call, and then go out again? My name is Tupac Martir. Thank you very much. Goodbye. One more thing. So 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, we heard about this thing called virtual production. And being that it's very VR driven, we decided to explore and see what can actually be done with it. And it just became one of these things where we started playing and we started looking, and as we evolved, we started to understand better the ideas of virtual production. So what you're seeing here is actually completely fake, as you can imagine. This is one of the first stages to be built in Portugal. We are AVK. I will do a little turn of the table so you can see the camera. So I'm going to ask the camera to turn around so you can show you how all this is completely fake and how all this actually doesn't exist and how... Yeah, I know, it's a set extension. So you can actually have an entire space that can be turning around and looking. Come back with me if you want to. The important about this is, with all the traveling restrictions that we have, with all the elements of what is happening, it is very important to have spaces where you can start shooting, where you can create different variations, where you can create different spaces, where you can have different backdrops. It's this technology is what you see in The Mandalorian. Is exactly the same that Disney and a lot of the Hollywood movies are using at the moment. And about 4 months ago, when I had just moved to Portugal, I got called by AVK telling me that they were looking at creating a volume. And this now exists, and it's a fully functional space with lots of people at the back with audio and lighting and video and recording spaces, 2 cameras that are looking at me, tons of LED, lots of lighting. So yes, it's really nice to know that there is a space like this also in Portugal. because this is the future. This is also what is going to feed down to that talent that is coming. Talent that is learning Unreal, talent that knows how to do VFX, that knows how to do 3D. You know, all these different new talents are coming in together. And it's, you know, one of the main reasons why we're here, because we're looking forward to helping the ecosystem grow and get better. Thank you very much. This time, for sure, I'm leaving. Goodbye.